Hello everybody, thanks for clicking on the video. I just wanted to make a quick video on Create Aeronautics and show people how you can make a suspended gantry bridge that can cross a gap while also being suspended through the rope physics. So if I go into survival here, you can see if I hit the bridge is freely hanging using the new physics system. These crates are also assembled as a physics assembly, and so they're also sitting on the platform. And this is something you could do in the original Create by using the... Let me go into Creator first. You could do this originally in the Create mod by using the rope pulley. You could originally use the rope pulley to make a system just like this, and along with the gantry carriage, and kind of mix those together and make a system where you could carry a gantry platform like this across. Oh, I forgot I was in creative. Across a gap. But in the new Create Aeronautics, it's a little different how you would make something like this. So I just want to make a quick video showing you guys how to do that. And it's pretty simple, but it did take a little bit of experimenting for me to finally figure out how to get it to work. So one of the key things that I will note about this system is that you cannot use these anchors to hang the platform directly from the gantry carriage. There's a kind of a special way you have to go about it when you're mixing the old grid-based assemblies with the new physics-based assemblies. So I'm kind of going to just get right into explaining to you guys how this works and the concept of it, and then I can kind of show you a little bit more of the details of how I built it. So the concept is you have two separate physics bodies, which one is the platform and the other is the actual frame that carries the platform. So you see I have a frame above that has winches. So this theoretically could be if you had these powered, which I'm actually experimenting with something up there. And I've gotten this working, but it's not beautiful, so it's not something I can show right now. But if you theoretically power these winches, this platform could even raise up and down as it's being carried across on this gantry track here. So yeah, that's what's required for the platform. A frame above to hold it, and I have used winches. You can just use anchors if you wanted to. You don't even have to use winches. So these could be these new rope connector pieces that have been introduced with this mod. You just attach them right here, attach the ropes. And then the second part is the actual gantry carriage frame. And so everything you see here in the green, that's using the regular super glue. That's the grid-based assembly that is basically assembling this gantry carriage on top. Anything in yellow, kind of like with anything in Create Aeronautics, that's the physics assemblies with this new honey glue. So the way that this works is, and I'll just explain, we have the concept of kind of how, of what all is involved in this process, the two physics assemblies and then the regular assembly, the grid-based assembly. Now I kind of want to explain like how it actually moves. So you are going to need a source of power. Down here I have just a simple water wheel with some gears to increase the speed of the system. And these gears are going to power these gantry shafts, which go across the whole system and connect at that arch frame on that end to this arch frame. So the whole system is looping. You can set this up however you want. You just need these gantry shafts for the gantry. And so I've got a simple water wheel set up to give my system power. I've got a clutch so I can turn the system off if I need to. And then the other piece that I have is this gear shift, which allows me to switch the direction of the gantry shaft's rotation, which you'll see in a second, which affects the direction the carriage will go on top of the shafts. So that's how that aspect of it works. And so essentially what's going to happen is when I press this button, it's going to activate through a redstone link this gearbox here, or this gear shift here, which is going to toggle this switch. This is a redstone toggle. so it can power on and off when it receives one redstone pulse, just like a normal lever. It's like a player clicking it. And that powering on and off will switch the direction of the whole system. So when I press this button, it'll change the directions. It's just always running for now. And you can press the button, it'll change the directions, and it'll start moving across. And so as it's moving, I'll kind of explain what's happening. So we'll press it to get it started here. It says press, and you see that it is off, and now it's going. And it is very awesome. It's very satisfying. You see it kind of swinging itself to a stop, and it's going to just kind of carry itself, and it'll swing like with the momentum of that initial impulse or inertia of like the whole system starting. And it'll carry itself all the way through to the end, where it'll come to a stop, and the platform will hit against, you know, whatever edge you have here. So how this works is essentially, since you have a free hanging physics body up here, this frame is just pushing, which you can't see it now because it's moving, but these trapdoors are attached to the gantry frame assembly. And since the walls go up here, it is just pushing this physics body along with it and just carrying it essentially. And that's literally all it takes to make it work. Since you can't attach these physics assemblies to the actual grid-based assemblies themselves, you kind of have to do stuff like this where you push the physics body with the regular original create systems. Because you can see if I just grab this, right, this completely moves on its own. And it might take a second here to kind of get it perfectly back in, but you can just adjust that however you want. And you can lock this down however much you feel like you need to. You really don't need to be too constricting with it, because it will kind of just go along with the whole system and not really budge or move too much. So that's essentially all it takes to get this kind of system working. And I think it's really fun, so I just wanted to share this with people so they can kind of see how it works. One important thing to note is these gantry carriages if they can keep moving, they want to keep moving. So if there's nothing to kind of stop this whole assembly, then this back one will just keep moving the assembly this way. And when it comes to an end, which will be at this block, this overhanging part, the gantry carriages will break. So these trapdoors, which look kind of like decorative and look like they're just kind of there for like looks and to kind of hide some of the behind the scenes, you know, working of the gears and everything going on, I actually put these trapdoors here on purpose so that this would register the fact that there's a block outside of the system, which kind of stops at these trapdoors. So these trapdoors are stopping this from continuing just driving along and driving off the entire track and breaking. So you just have to have a block at the end that can stop everything. And that's essentially how it all works. So hopefully this was informative for you guys. I felt like it was a really fun thing to make. I just love things like this. I love the kind of drama that the physics of Create Aerodynamics introduces into the game. And so to create things like this, I just think is really, really cool. And the fact that you can just, you know, run around on here while this is carrying you across the span of space like this. I just think that's really, really freaking cool. And yeah, so now you guys have a way of moving yourselves and moving your cargo to your airship across a giant canyon or river or lake or what have you. Yeah, I hope it was informative for you guys. So thanks for watching, and hopefully I might have more stuff soon that I can show that I make that's really cool and just kind of fun to share. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and catch you later. Okay, I'm back for a second. I actually wanted to show you guys one last thing. This is kind of, there's the gantry elevator that I kind of was showing a second ago. And this is, that was kind of an experiment for this other system I'm kind of trying to make. I'm trying to make an airship actually up here. And this will kind of be like the captain's quarters in the very back of the ship. Or not captain's quarters, this will be the bridge where everything, all the crew kind of come into the airship, and this will be like the crew section. And then up front will be like the passenger section, and it'll be kind of disconnected from all this space. So the crew will have their own elevator for kind of getting into the ship. So this is kind of what I was experimenting with that. I wanted to have a system where I could have a platform that goes out from the ship and then drops. And again, this is something you could do very easily originally in Create, but with airships and everything being a thing that you can kind of do now with Create and just the rigid bodies that we now have and the free moving physics bodies, I just thought it would be really cool to have a platform that is just kind of totally suspended in space, you know, that can be moved or can be hit. And I just think, again, like I said, the drama of that, or the potential for kind of like storytelling, I just think is really cool. So it's kind of why I'm making this. And so I just kind of wanted to show you guys how this works, because I have gotten the system working. It's not perfect. I've just gotten the concept kind of going. It's very slow right now, I guess is what I'll say. It's very slow at this point. So basically how this works, I have a linked controller for this. You could set this up however you wanted. You could have panels, you could have levers on the actual platform itself, and this will do the same thing. This just connects to redstone links that are inside the system, which is up here. It's kind of complicated. I tried to make it as compact as possible. You have essentially one system for just moving. I'm using a creative motor, don't judge. You have one system that's responsible for just moving the whole gantry aspect of it, and then you have another system that is responsible for the winch aspect of it. It's going to pull it up and down, and that's this section here, which is actually a free-floating physics body that's encased inside this assembly. And it's essentially like a little engine block almost that's being moved by this assembly. And so again, that's all free hanging, just like this bridge down here, just like I have that physics frame carrying the platform. It's the same thing here. And essentially, if I pull up my controller and I hit spacebar, that's going to change the direction of the gantry and start moving the platform out. So I'll show you that. Hit spacebar, and you see the platform starts moving out on its own, right? Okay. And this is what I wanted to show you guys. If I press the down arrow key, I can control the platform actually going down as well, which is really freaking cool. I just think that's so awesome. And it can go all the way down to the ground, whatever elevation you're at. We're pretty high up here, but I built a platform that will reach all the way to. And if you press up, same thing. The platform will be pulled back up into the aircraft. So I think that's just a really great way to like connect your aircraft with the ground, is to build a system like this. And again, this was possible in Create already, but only through rope pulleys. And so this is a way to do it now with the new physics-based rope system. So it's a little bit different, just because this platform, you know, like I said, it can be moved, and it's still like hanging and swinging. And so that's kind of what's unique about this whole system. So hopefully if you guys are trying to build something like this was helpful. It did take me a little bit to figure out kind of how to make it work with the new systems. So yeah. Oh gosh, I'm not in creative anymore. Okay, well, I'm going to have to pick all that stuff up now. But thanks for watching, guys. And yeah, hopefully I'll have, like I said, another video again soon showing some more cool stuff. Create Aeronautics is a really great mod. I think it's one of the coolest things to ever happen to Minecraft. So hopefully all of you guys who are playing with it are having fun. And just getting to see tons of cool stuff that people are making. So thanks for watching, and until next time, later.